Where are you from?
¿De dónde eres?
Venezuela.
When did you come to America?
Ya tengo un año.
How are you staying? Like, what's your living situation? A lot of people are in the shelters, I know. Are you in a shelter or no?
No vivo Chester.
How come do you think that you weren't able to get into a shelter and some people are?
No, yo sí. Yo vine aquí y me recibieron en un Chester por 6 meses, pero yo me fui a New Jersey a alquilar. Yo alquilo en New Jersey.
Oh, so you were in a shelter for 6 months.
En Queens, 6 meses duré en un Chester y ahí me mudé a New Jersey. Pues, a alquilar.
¿Cómo fue eso, lo del shelter? ¿Cómo te trataron?
Bueno, la verdad.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to it. Conservative Confucius here. Back at it again. We got crazy migrant news for you. We got a good story for you today. This is actually from the Nate Friedman show. I saw this and I was like, you know what, this is interesting. We'll go over it. We'll view some of these interviews with migrants in the streets in New York, and we'll see how actually spoiled these people are while they come from other countries and come here, and then they say, oh, well, we don't want everything you're giving us. We want even more, while our own citizens live on the streets. Our own veterans are homeless in mass numbers, and yet they receive nothing close to what these people receive, and they'll put in no work for their, the benefits they receive. All righty, let's get right down to it and do it, guys. Don't forget to go down there, smash that like button for me. If you would please go down there, click that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications. It really helps us out. We are well above 8,000 subscribers now, so just keep on going, and we'll get there soon. Don't forget to go leave a comment if you guys would like any kind of custom t-shirt design, or you just want to leave me an idea for a video. I'll look into it and do it if it's possible. And share this video if you guys like it. Don't forget to go check out my Discord server. Information is below on the screen at all times. And go check out my merch store. You guys have seen all my great shirts. I'm not wearing one today, but yeah. Also, you guys have been seeing, I've been making knives a lot lately. I showed you my big knife. This is actually one I'm finishing up for a neighbor. Just a small little kind of hunting utility blade. Really nice little zebra wood handle. Satin finished blade. I'm going to try to get that blacksmithing channel up and going. And I actually made a little tiny blade that I just finished up today, actually. It goes on the sheath. I have a little tiny sheath on my big knife sheath, and this is that one. Real pretty little blade. Let's see. There you go. Just a little paracord wrap handle, easy to use, easy to store. So yeah, guys, go check out that. And you guys want some of my work, you guys can just let me know down in the comments. Send me an email. You guys have all my information either in the description or through my Discord. Just let me know you guys want a knife, and I will make you whatever you need, as long as it's possible for me to make it. All righty, guys, let's get down to it and do it. Here we go.
When did you come to America?
Ya tengo un año.
How are you staying? Like, what's your living situation? A lot of people are in the shelters, I know. Are you in a shelter or no?
No vivo Chester.
How come do you think that you weren't able to get into a shelter and some people are?
No, yo sí. Yo vine aquí y me recibieron en un Chester por 6 meses, pero yo me fui a New Jersey a alquilar. Yo alquilo en New Jersey.
Oh, so you were in a shelter for 6 months.
En Queens, 6 meses duré en un Chester y ahí me mudé a New Jersey. Pues, a alquilar.
¿Cómo fue eso, lo del shelter? ¿Cómo te trataron?
Bueno, la verdad, yo cuando llegué aquí a los Estados Unidos, llegué en el Roosevelt, en la 45. Y de ahí me enviaron a Queens, en un Chester. ¿Cómo que se llama?
So that's why they feel spoiled. They were at the Roosevelt on 25th Street, I think is what it said. Roosevelt, right? I think that's the Roosevelt Hotel. Let's see. Back up. Hold on.
A lot of people are in the shelters, I know. Are you in a shelter or no?
No vivo Chester.
How come do you think that you weren't able to get into a shelter?
I think she said the Roosevelt. I think she's referring to the Roosevelt Hotel. Let me see.
And some people are.
No, yo sí. Yo vine aquí y me recibieron en un Chester por 6 meses, pero yo me fui a New Jersey a alquilar. Yo alquilo en New Jersey.
Oh, so you were in a shelter for 6 months.
En Queens, 6 meses duré en un Chester y ahí me mudé a New Jersey. Pues, a alquilar.
¿Cómo fue eso, lo del shelter? ¿Cómo te trataron?
Bueno, la verdad, yo cuando llegué aquí a los Estados Unidos, llegué en el Roosevelt, en la 45.
Yeah, okay, on 45th. Yeah, that's the Roosevelt Hotel. Yeah, right there. That's right there. See, Roosevelt right there. Yeah, that's one of the nicest hotels in all of New York. The Roosevelt is like top of the top. Amazing hotel. Sorry, my freaking memory's filling up. Sorry for the notifications there. But yeah, so It is insanely expensive. It is one of the nicest hotels in all of the country, not just in New York. And they're mad that they couldn't stay at a Roosevelt-like hotel, the Roosevelt or any other hotel in downtown Manhattan, where a room just to an average citizen in the Roosevelt cost like $500 a night for the cheaper hotel rooms, and upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars per night for a penthouse or a upper level suite. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm trying not to use my language right now, but that is insane. That is just some, as I would like to say, effery, Fuckery. That is insane. I still can't believe that our own citizens sleeping on the street, veterans. Well, I think it's like 1 in 9 veterans of the last 30 years. So the last 30 years of war, any veterans from that time, 1 in 9 of them is homeless on the streets. That is insane. 1 in 9 American veterans, not American citizens. It's different with that, but American veterans, people who fought for this country, people who nearly died, people who are suffering from PTSD because of what they have done to protect this country and defend its rights and its liberties. And yet we're putting up illegal immigrants in hundreds or thousands of dollar rooms per night, and they get, food all the time, and these people are ungrateful. Kick them back immediately.
Y de ahí me enviaron a Queen, en un Chester. ¿Cómo que se llama? 33 Crembroy. Y ahí duré 6 meses. Bueno, todo tranquilo. No tuve ningún tipo de problema. Ya después, con la familia de mi esposo, decidimos alquilar una casa en New Jersey y nos fuimos a New Jersey. Pues. Y ya de ahí no he vivido más en Chester.
Not only are they renting, they have enough money to rent a house, to get a house in New Jersey, close to New York. Well, Americans can't even put money down on a house without breaking the bank. Not even buy the house. Put money down on it without breaking the bank. There's something seriously sick and wrong and twisted with this narrative, with this, what's going on in this country. I mean, that is insane. It's not a narrative. It is the truth. It's sick and twisted. The reality is sick and twisted is what it is. Why are we allowing illegal immigrants from Venezuela, from anywhere in the world, really, to come over here, claim asylum, not asylum that they feel like they were going to be persecuted, but all they have to do is say, oh, well, I wasn't safe. And it's like, well, why weren't you safe? Well, I just wasn't. Okay, asylum. What? That's what the Biden administration did. They made asylum claims basically impossible not to get. All you had to do was say, I want asylum. And they just said, okay, well, tell us that you're that you're being oppressed or hurt in your country, or fear of being hurt, and you can come over. And they're like, okay, what you said. And it's like, what? You just told them what to say and what not to say. And then they say what you want them to say so they can get this claim. Why are we doing this? So we can launder more money through these programs and fill up more bureaucracies, create more, emergency programs to handle this shit. Why are we doing that? Because the elites and the people that they want to bring up with them are employed by this bureaucracy. They are sustained. This is how they live. This is how they bring up their family members. Oh, you want to work? Okay, well, I'll get you a job with this new, bureaucracy job that we just got that pays, $200,000, $300,000 a year more than politicians make. And we're going to keep it that way because as long as we can keep this crisis going, we can keep the money flowing. That's, that's a great little slogan. As long as you can keep the crisis flowing, as long as you can keep the crisis going, you can keep that money flowing. That is a great little quote, whatever, slogan that is ridiculously accurate.
Did they give you 3 meals a day, a place to sleep? Like, what did they give you in the shelter? What were the resources?
La comida y el cuarto, más nada.
Food? 3 meals a day?
3 comidas al día.
Sí, pero yo no comía esas comidas.
Yeah, but I didn't like the food. Like, I didn't eat it. I mean, yeah, they gave us food and shelter and clothes and phones and internet. But, I want more. Really? Like, only food and shelter? Only food, shelter, the phone they gave you when you got here, a cash card for cash every month, a food card for food every month, and internet access at your hotel with free cable, by the way. Are you shitting me? That's not enough? You need more? You are just a greedy, selfish, lazy person who came over here because the free shit in Venezuela wasn't working out for you. So you come over here and take our free shit. These people still like socialism. Like these aren't the, anti-socialist political prisoners who are leaving Venezuela. This is the people who like it, but just realize that the version that they're dealing with in Venezuela isn't good. So they might take advantage of other socialist programs that are going on in America before it falls apart. They're just trying to make their bank before this falls apart in America. And it will if this continues. Thank God Trump got elected again.
Porque eso era comida congelada.
Oh, it was frozen food.
It was frozen food. Really, the Roosevelt Hotel was giving you frozen food. The shelter inside of the Roosevelt Hotel was giving you frozen food. I call bullshit.
Esa comida, porque eran comida congelada.
Nobody
Even if it
ate.
was, even if it was, there are people who are eating trash. Americans who are eating trash in the streets right now. There are Americans who are starving because of you and these programs that are helping you and not Americans.
Trabajadoras sociales en esos chetes de allá de Queen no hay.
There were no social workers in
Por eso
Queens
fue que
shelter.
uno salió a los 6 meses.
That's why they
Nada
left.
hacíamos allá porque todo es un protocolo.
No pude sacar los papeles nunca.
No
Yo estoy
pudimos
haciendo
sacar
mis
los
trámites
papeles
por pago.
porque todo allá era.
Okay, so the Roosevelt, I'm guessing, gave them food. They went to a shelter in Queens. They didn't get the food they liked, so they left, even though they're still getting phone service, cash EBT, food EBT, all that crap. Sorry.
De 7 a 10 de la noche.
Why do you need social workers at the shelter?
Para los papeles.
They're mad
So-
they didn't have the right food. They're mad that they had to have a curfew. It's like you came to this country, you're getting shelter and food for free, along with cash, more food, and a cell phone. And yet you're complaining because if you want all that free shit, you had to abide by a curfew. And you're like, well, I don't want to do the curfew, so you know what? I'm just going to leave and manage to somehow still rent a house because you have so much money from the government.
For 6 months, were you working during those 6 months at the shelter?
Study in the shelter. No, they weren't.
No tuve ninguna ayuda en ese chiste, en realidad ninguna. Solamente un techo donde dormir y ya. Porque
Only
ni la
a roof.
comida.
It certainly felt odd to hear that she got no help besides a roof and food when there are homeless Americans who can't get those same resources, and certainly not as safely as migrants can. However, the purpose here is to know exactly how much is given and how they are able to rent this new apartment in Jersey. Why did you leave?
Porque nos fuimos a New Jersey a alquilar una casa y iba a empezar a trabajar por allá. Pues.
How did you pay for the house if you weren't working?
No, lo que pasa es que yo me mudé con la hermana de él y ella tenía un puesto de trabajo y entonces ella me dio trabajo y todavía estoy con ella, trabajando con ella y yo le pago. Es una casa familiar pues y alquilamos todo y todos pagamos la casa.
I'm about to ask her if she has any children. Before I do, remember that she and her husband have been standing outside the Row Hotel here, which is not where they live. It's just a very large migrant shelter, and later in this episode you'll see exactly why they chose to stand outside this particular shelter.
Sí, yo tengo 2 niños aquí.
Yes.
La tengo
she got
estudiando. Tengo una
children.
niña de 7 y un niño de 2 años
Where are your children now?
¿Dónde están sus hijos ahora?
en New Jersey.
En Jersey.
Estudiando. La niña tiene 7 años, está en el colegio. Y el niño tiene 2 años y lo tiene la hermana de él cuidándomelo, porque me lo cuida.
Okay.
What are you guys doing in Manhattan today?
Vendiendo almuerzo.
Oh, they
Selling lunch.
selling food.
Okay.
They selling
A la
Al
gente
Chester.
de inmigración.
I thought they're getting food in there, so what are you selling if they're getting food for free?
No, yo le vendo la comida a los que viven ahí porque nos compran.
Los que viven ahí, usted le vende la comida.
Sí, por medio del teléfono.
I think what she's trying to say is that the people through phone groups who live in that hotel give them the food that they receive from the hotel, and she then goes and sells the food to other people in New York. So she's probably selling to homeless people who only have a couple dollars that they got from some stranger. Homeless Americans who don't have any food, who have like next to no money. They're literally broke. They have no bank account, and they're getting food sold to them by migrants who get it for free and could just be helping our American citizens out because they feel like maybe, hey, this country helped me out. I'm going to help those homeless people out. Instead, they're now making money off of the free shit we give them.
Teléfono, el grupo y cosas y
Ahí
ellos
son
piden.
comidas congeladas. y ahí la mayoría no está apto para comer esa comida.
So it looks like our tax dollars get used to buy frozen food for migrants, which many of them don't eat. So they created a group chat to order food from vendors downstairs without a license to sell on the street. Roughly how much do you make in a day selling food?
No, yo lo que no son 20 comidas. A
¿qué
$10 cada uno y yo me gano
Oh my
$2 por
God,
comisión. O
$10
sea,
a
me gano
plate.
40.
$10 a plate. That's more than like Chili's, dude. Like that's about the same price as Chili's. You know, you could get, roughly. I mean, in most places, you could probably get a hamburger and fries for $10 at Chili's or Applebee's. You know, $10, $11, and they're selling these things for $10 a plate, and they sell 20 plates a day.
Okay.
What was it like getting across the border, guys? Did you guys run into any trouble?
No, ninguno.
Did they interview you? How long did you stay at the border when you crossed?
Nos agarró migración y yo tuve 8 horas en migración detenida mientras me tenían el proceso para enviarme aquí a Nueva York.
Did you get a social security number and a work permit?
Yo estoy pagando para eso.
I heard some migrants get a social security number and a work permit for free. Sounds like. Why didn't you guys get that?
Porque, o sea, como te digo, en el chester donde yo vivía no había esos tipos de ayuda, pues. Yo duré 6 meses ahí y nunca me ayudaron. No me ayudaron en nada, ni con el asilo, con nada.
En otros condados y se iban.
They didn't offer to help you with asylum. Are you kidding me? You were here for free and you were getting benefits. And that's not asylum. Like that is asylum. You don't get extra benefits for being on asylum. Like, do you really think we should be giving you even more? You crazy freaking ungrateful, lazy. Yeah. Sorry. Trying not to get angry.
Documento, igual que nosotros duramos 6 meses. La bebé la única ayuda era que la bebé estudiaba, pero de ahí en resto no nos tomaba en cuenta, uno tenía que hacer un protocolo ahí en esos chetes. Gracias a Dios nunca pasó nada, pero no había la ayuda de que uno iba a buscar trabajo y no conseguía porque teníamos que conseguir un permiso de una trabajadora social ahí, antes nunca había.
No había.
Y sí se sacan licencias para trabajar en construcciones, que sí se sacan, pero lo que no ayuda a uno es
why should we help you with these things? Why should all these migrants get the help when American citizens can't even get the help easily?
Okay.
Que no lo tenemos, estamos en proceso.
There were many times where they said that all they got was a roof over their heads. It made me think about how $150 billion was spent on migrants in this country, but FEMA gave $340 million to Hurricane Helene victims. Something very odd is happening, and that's what this series has been all about. If you want me to get to the bottom of more of these questions, send me to cover the White House in the new administration. More on that later. Obviously, selling food on the street like this is illegal.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bottom of this food operation. Why did you guys decide to leave Venezuela?
No, yo dejé Venezuela en el 2017 y yo me fui a Perú. Yo duré 5 años en Lima. Y de ahí me vine aquí, porque en Lima también se estaba poniendo la cosa dura.
Por la siguiente razón de que Venezuela, allá en el Perú, la delincuencia es política allá. Y la llevaron hacia el Perú.
Okay.
Y entonces las mismas cosas
So,
hicieron que el mismo...
The Venezuelans that came to Peru committed crimes in Peru, which led to Peru being like, we don't want you here anymore. And so now you're coming to our country and you're doing the same thing, which is why we have Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes, businesses, robbing jewelry stores and pot stores and all kinds of stuff. And yet, yes, it's political here too. You're bringing your crap to us and we let you in, stupid enough.
Como venezolano, el mismo delincuente allá de que era Venezuela que lo trasladó.
Yeah. You are one of those delinquents from Venezuela, buddy. You are one.
Los mismos políticos de Venezuela hicieron que se tomara ese país, donde muchos no estaban de acuerdo en eso y muchos emigraron para acá.
And why specifically New York? When you guys crossed the border, how did you make it to New York?
No,
¿Y
lo
qué
que,
lo hizo venir para
lo
acá?
que pasa es que cuando nosotros llegamos aquí a los Estados Unidos, la hermana de él vende comida y él nos ayudó a venirnos,
¿Cómo llegaron para Nueva York?
atravesando país a país, país. Usamos el Darién, toda esa cosa.
What do you think about Trump? Are you worried about him?
¿Qué tú piensas de Trump? ¿Estás preocupada por él?
Y por eso sí.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Sí, porque de verdad
Yeah,
no,
good.
no estoy
Get the
no
hell
tengo
out.
los papeles
We
en la
don't want
mano
you.
y de paso
We don't want you. And I hope that you are gone within the next 6 months.
como yo trabajo aquí, yo me gano la vida así vendiendo las comidas, porque no consigo, porque uno no tengo los papeles, como te expliqué, el Chester no me dio ningún tipo de ayuda, solamente un techo para dormir, no me dio ningún tipo de ayuda.
Interviews like this make it easy for us to find you. So
ayuda. Entonces, bueno, yo me gano la vida es así vendiendo comida en la calle.
If there's one thing you want to share with the world, what would it be?
Qué da pena.
Mira, y no nada más nosotros vendemos comida, son muchos, ¿viste? Porque eso se ayuda en muchos chestes, en todos los chestes que están aquí en Manhattan.
Are you guys selling drinks as well or just food?
¿Venden bebida o solo comida?
No, vendemos comida con su gaseosa y su
sopita, pues.
sopita.
How are you making where are you getting the food initially to sell it?
Nosotros la traemos de un restaurante en New Jersey allá.
Do they give you a deal, like wholesale?
Sí.
Da una clase como de oferta por comprar
No,
una cantidad.
porque son, como decir, restaurantes que le venden a construcciones, a empresas. Y entonces la gente aprovechó aquí a Manhattan. Y así también se ayuda.
In order to see how this works, I'm going to get food from them. They didn't have change for a 20, and that's when I realized that they are likely working together with the woman selling food next to them because she came over right away to offer the change. And after I paid for the food, they opened up a lot more about how this is all really working and casually mentioned one more massive free thing that they got. I'll get a drink. You have drinks, right? Drinks?
¿Tiene un
Water?
algo de tomar que le pueda comprar?
No, porque todo viene ya organizado.
Soda. Bundle only?
Yeah.
You gotta do like one, like just one.
$10.
Sí.
So so there are food inspectors that come here?
Entonces salen
Sí.
individual a venderla.
Claro, nosotros traemos un porcentaje para acá de 20. Entonces, aquí como los funcionarios nos dejan, aquí mismo, aquí. Nosotros tenemos que hacer y trabajar aquí, que ya los clientes, ya ellos saben que nosotros las tenemos ahí.
They do like more one-on-one customer. They just don't be selling the food out there like obviously because they doing, they avoiding taxes.
So he told her that they're avoiding taxes. So that's illegal. Tax avoidance is a crime. Being illegal is a crime. Selling food without a license is a crime. And not being up to health and safety standards is a crime. Like I could go on and on, like crimes that they've committed. Like they better be charged with all of them too. I hope so.
¿Quién? ¿El gobernador? ¿Quién es que te dice?
No, los funcionarios.
All the functionaries. So the chiefs, they be just staring at them to see what they're doing. They avoiding taxes. They shouldn't be selling food like that because there's some regulations.
So they're saying they know they shouldn't, but they do it anyway. Is your sister a citizen?
¿Tu hermana es ciudadana?
No, somos inmigrantes.
Oh, she's an immigrant.
So the sister owns the house. Is she paying taxes or no?
¿Ella es dueña de la casa o solamente?
No, alquilamos todo.
They rent it.
And it's the landlord's just cash?
El landlord nada más le coge cash y hace.
Sí, uno hace las cosas y ellos pagan por el alquiler de como decía, el restaurante.
I couldn't even do that if I wanted to. They would say, no, I can't risk that. Like I can't risk you, me doing something illegal and you doing something illegal and then the cops getting involved. Yet they're doing it and they're like getting away with it. American citizens can't even get landlords to do this crap, but they can. Are you? Jesus, man.
Lo que se le hace como decir comida a la gente de las obras, de las construcciones.
It sounds like their landlord is also the owner of the restaurant that is supplying them food.
Sí, solo le dan.
So, honestly, everyone involved in this kind of crap, anybody who's helping, illegal immigrants rent houses against the law, who are helping them avoid taxes, anyone who's basically in cahoots and an accomplice to these crimes or helping them in any way should be charged as well. And if they're an illegal immigrant or even an immigrant violating the law, they should be sent back to the country of origin. And if they are a non-immigrant person who was born here, they should be put in jail here, or said, you know what, you may be a citizen, but we're deporting you, whatever. You want to help foreign citizens, go live in a foreign nation. If you don't want to help American citizens while you're doing that, if they were helping Americans the same as they're helping illegal immigrants, it wouldn't bother me as much. If homeless vets and homeless, American citizens were getting the same privileges and rights and everything that they're getting, this wouldn't really bother me. But the fact is they're not. The fact is that our own citizens are getting neglected while they get everything. And that's not okay. That cannot stand. It needs to be dealt with in the most extreme way possible.
efectivo y
No,
ya.
a él le pagamos por ser.
Did you guys get any medical assistance in the shelter? Did they provide it?
A los bebés, más que todo.
Los
niños.
baby, a mí sí me dieron eso, la tarjeta esa azul y amarilla de los Medicar, eso.
Oh, they received Medicare.
Lo único que me dieron.
That's the only thing that she got.
Medical and food and shelter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gracias, guys. Gracias.
Alright, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Suerte, que le vaya
Muchas
bien.
gracias. Muchas gracias. This next interview is one where I can't believe she did not ask to blur her face after it was over. Where are you from?
¿De dónde es?
Colombia,
Colombia? When did you come to America?
¿Cuándo llegó a Estados Unidos?
ya en enero.
Why did you decide to?
So basically, this is what they're saying they have. One of these, an access card, a Medicaid card or Medicare card or whatever. This is what they're saying they have. This is insane. It's white, blue with some yellow on it. This is what they say they have. How is this something they have? Like, that's just insane. Like, here's the new ones with the blue and black writing on them. This is insane. They're getting cards that took me months on end and a lot of back and forth with the government just to get my cards. And I still can't even get disability and I need it. Like, they get Medicaid like that. Oh, here's your card. Didn't have to do anything to get it. Me, months and months of waiting, months and months of arguing with not just the local, but the federal government to get the kind of care I need. The federal government turned down my disability. And it's, and you say, oh, it's because you live in a red state. Really? I don't really live in a red state. I live in something that kind of tits back and forth between one or the other. And even when I was in an extremely blue state, 2019, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, very blue then, very blue city, local government still turned me down for that. And they may have given me Medicaid, but it took like 4 months. It was supposed to take 2 weeks. That was supposed to be on the rush list because I had immediate treatment that I needed to get. Still didn't care. Yet these mofos are getting it like that.
Come to America in January.
La situación económica, la delincuencia, las extorsiones, o sea, ¿cómo le digo yo? Muchas extorsiones y cosas así. No hay vida tranquila ya.
So there's a lot of crime in Colombia, and you saw an opportunity to come to America?
Muchísimo.
¿De qué parte es de Colombia?
Yo soy de la costa, Barranquilla. Muy feo.
So in the past, it's been harder to come to America, like 10 years ago, but now it's a bit easier. Did you hear that? Like, how did you know that you could come here?
Cuando yo me vine, fue muy difícil. Me vine por la selva, casi prácticamente a pie, porque le daban chancecito a uno en los trenes.
Did you meet any border agents, or you walked in without any?
No había.
No, they were
En la
nobody.
frontera sí, habían, pero como nosotros nos metimos buena madrugada en la noche, ¿no?
Okay.
En la madrugada no había tanto como que
Oh,
dormir.
they did it in the midnight, like around, ¿cómo qué hora?
Las 3 de la mañana.
3 a.m.
Impressive. That's impressive.
Impresionante.
Yo no sabía si era de noche o era de día, porque dio el susto que tenía
So are you staying in this hotel?
¿Se está quedando en ese hotel?
en el Wax.
¿En dónde?
En el Wax, allá en la 57. La 57 con la 9.
So how did you get into that shelter? Did you choose it?
No, a nosotros nos ayudaron allá en Texas. Nos ayudaron para venirnos para acá.
So okay, so you snuck by border agents and then they helped you in Texas?
Porque yo me metí por la frontera.
¿Quién la
Because I helped.
ayudó allá en Texas?
Because I snuck in, that's why they helped me.
Y hemos recibido mucha ayuda de parte de migración.
They
Pues,
help her a lot.
si no fuera por
If it
migración, esa
wasn't for immigration, who knew what would have been of us? So they're saying if the Border Patrol hadn't have done what they did for us, we might not have made it. That is insane.
hubiera sido de nosotros porque ellos nos han ayudado mucho, nos han apoyado. Más que todo en la alimentación.
They've supported
All right,
us.
so they decided that shelter for you?
Quiero.
They've supported us, even with food. They gave us the shelter. Are you kidding me?
Okay. And
Ellos,
did you
ellos lo que nos asignan cada 2 meses, un Chester nuevo.
And so that it looks like they're moving immigrants into better places, they just move them shelters every 2 months and kind of rotate the the roster of every like hotel a little bit every 2 months. That's insane.
O como temporal.
So you're in this shelter right now for the 2 months? Or where did you stay in January? Where were you initially brought in?
En un Chester allá en Texas. Cuando ya uno viene ya todo cansado, viene todo Entonces ya le dan un apoyo donde uno duerme, le dan comidita.
But the first shelter in New York, where was the first one in New York?
En Brooklyn.
Okay, so you stayed there in Brooklyn for 2 months and then a different place 2 months. Why did they only give you 2 months at a time?
No sé por qué, porque eso sí no lo he entendido yo, porque de pronto será por, ¿cómo se dice eso?
I just said why.
Por término de tiempo, ¿ves? Que uno ya cumple ya y lo echan enseguida.
Oh, sí. ¿Cómo fue?
¿Cómo dice? Término de tiempo. Le dan un término de 2 meses.
It's interesting that our tax dollars are being used to move migrants around to different shelters every 2 months. If the migrants don't know why they're moving, then getting to the bottom of this will be difficult. However, I'm determined to find out. Do you want to continue to be selling drinks, or do you want to work for a company, something like that?
No.
Just
Yo
wanna work.
pienso buscarme mi trabajo, pero como no le dan permiso a uno, y ya yo hice la solicitud para el permiso de trabajo. Y sí, yo pienso trabajar, yo no me pienso quedar todo el tiempo así, porque entonces
And you have children?
tengo 4, 2 aquí en Colombia, 2 aquí en Estados Unidos y 2 en Colombia.
Did you cross the border with your children, or did they come earlier?
Yo vine primero y ellos después vinieron más atrás.
How did your children get across?
Por lo mismo, por las mallas en la madrugada.
Okay, who took your children?
Ya están grandes.
Oh, ¿qué edad?
Una tiene 25 y la otra tiene 33.
When I was hearing her story, I just assumed her children would be much younger, that maybe she crossed the border because they were all in some kind of danger, and that after she got settled in, she would help her kids get across as well. I was certainly surprised to see that they were 25 and 33. She also has grandchildren living in the shelters as well. What do your kids do for work?
Bueno, la una no hace nada porque tiene 3 niños. Y ahí le ayudan los yetes y la esposa a veces que también maraña por ahí. Y la otra.
Yeah, so she has 3 kids. She's being supported by the government, and that's it. Like I'm so done with this. Like these people need to be like we need to handle immigration like the minute he comes into office. It's the first thing that needs to be handled, and then immediately after, everything needs to start on the economy. We need to start drilling again. We need to open up the pipelines. We need to make sure that we put tariffs on. We need at least use the tariffs as a negotiating tactic, or basically tell them we can either do this the hard way, which is putting tariffs on you, like you do to us, or you can take your tariffs off us, so we can actually do lower the cost of goods in America, and we won't put a tariff on you either. So that's how it should be, because right now we're tariffed by all of our ally countries for everything. They tariff the crap out of us, 25%, 30%, 50% even. Some of our allies, Germany, other places, like a Volkswagen, I think it gets tariffed. Or no, it doesn't get tariffed at all sending here. We don't tariff them at all for Volkswagen, BMW, none of that. Yet when we send trucks to Germany, it's a 50% tariff on those trucks. 50%. That's insane.
Otra que está conmigo también vende lo mismo.
Los 3 niños también vinieron con ella por la frontera.
3 niños pequeñitos.
Are they in the shelter, the 25 and 32-year-old?
En el Waxo, sí, tiene 3 niños, uno de 1 añito, la niña tiene 2 años y la otra tiene 9 años.
What kind of resources are you getting in the shelter? Are you getting medical? Are you getting food there?
Bueno, allá nos dan alimentos, servicio médico, creo que, o sea, no, porque uno tiene que solicitar un permiso de emergencia, nada más de urgencia. Que uno le pase algo de urgencia, ahí sí lo atienden, del resto no.
Pero no como un seguro médico permanente.
So if you break a bone, if a woman has a child, is she...
This is still ridiculous. All right, guys, this is going to be it for this one, I think. Don't forget to go down there, smash that like button for me. Please go down there and also hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. It really helps us out when you guys go down there and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you guys have any kind of shirt ideas you want me to do, or you want a knife or something, let me know, and I will get back to you. Also, go check out the merch store at streamlabs.com/conservativeconfucius/merch. That is streamlabs.com/conservativeconfucius/merch. Alrighty, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Have a good one. Enjoy your day.